Militarily Speaking, episode 19, Days of Giving.
This episode is different. This is a twist.
I know.
We are going to talk about Armed Forces Bank and our recent Days of Giving.
Jodi, do you remember when those Days of Giving took place?
No.
It was like mid-October. And we've got some great recaps from all over the country, and we're just going to highlight a couple words, a couple sentences from the great outreach that they did in those communities. So we're looking forward to sharing this with our audience. We might have a little fun along the way if you'll allow it to happen.
That's code for Tom jokes. Our team has been very busy.
We have. I personally have philanthropy in my heart. I know you do as well. I know our family-owned bank has philanthropy at the top of its daily agenda, but it goes back to the days when I used to volunteer for the Heart Association, for Lou Gehrig's disease, for Habitat for Humanity, United Way, Catholic Charities, Second Harvest, Children's Mercy Hospital, things that make you feel good about giving back, whether it's time, money, or just being there to help them with an event. It's rewarding to me. And when I worked at Walmart years ago, there was a quote that I always used to use from Helen Walton, the founder's wife. It's not what you gather, but what you scatter that tells what kind of life you have lived.
That's a good one.
So it's all about giving back, right?
That's a good one. I agree. I think the time that we spend either with the people that we work with or with our families or even just on our own, I think it's good for perspective.
So let's take a gander and tackle some of these about what our banking centers did and all the great people, our great associates out there in the field did to support organizations during Days of Giving. And that's sort of like the holiday season, if you will. So let's start just in our backyard where our headquarters is in Leavenworth. Leavenworth locations partnered with Stronghold Community Food Bank to open the first brick-and-mortar food bank on Fort Leavenworth. This is actually hot off the press because the ribbon-cutting ceremony, by the time this gets out there, might have already happened, but it's November 22nd, where we're standing up the very first food pantry on Fort Leavenworth. So that's exciting. That's awesome. And before it even opened, they raised more than $1,500 to support that. They also, and I participated in this as well as we supported Second Harvest, gave 759 pounds of food, which will serve approximately close to 1,000 people. We also donated money. And, Leavenworth is always overachieving, right? And we have to because that's where we started back in 1907. Yeah. So they also worked and promoted the Frontier Freedom 5K, which was part of the...
Did you run in that?
No, I walked and then wheelbarrowed. Remember, that was part of the CGSC Foundation, too, that
we talked about.
Yeah, and then the Fisher House locally in that market as well. And they also baked and volunteered. You bake and volunteer, you bake food items, right? And you can volunteer to bake food items.
Yes.
And they gave all...
concurrent.
Yeah, and the associates gave a lot back that way. A lot of sweat equity at the oven.
I can hang out with the Leavenworth team. This is very food focused. I like this.
You would think that just Armed Forces Bank did that'd be good enough, right?
I would think so.
What happened to Carson?
The team there always does a great job, though. I'm not going to lie. Fort Carson also busy, also in the vein of food, right? This is the time of year for that, though. So many families just aren't able to do what they would want to do and celebrate the way they might want to celebrate. And I love that we've got several offices actually that are involved in this sort of a way. But our Fort Carson team, Tom, they worked with the Care and Share Pantry. They had a donation box set up in the banking center, and the good folks that came in and out were happy to help us with that effort. We received 52 pounds of donations from clients. We had 4 of our associates spend time volunteering at Care and Share's Sunnyside Market there in Fountain, Colorado. Yeah. Yep. Gave time, sweat equity to your point. They helped with monitoring items, stocking, cleaning, cart return, you name it. They contributed 18 hours of their own time to give back to the community.
That's what you and I work in a day, typically, right?
Maybe me, because I'm doing your job. Kidding.
Can we take 5, please?
Kidding.
Keep talking about food. You're hungry. You're whining
lunch
again.
Today, so I think I'm being set up that all of this is about food.
No, but speaking of food, I want to talk about some of the traditions we have at Thanksgiving, right? And my favorite side dish is sweet potatoes. My mom was
sweet potatoes with marshmallows.
Oh yeah, on top and inside.
Butter.
I could do
brown sugar.
No, not brown sugar. Really just it's marshmallow.
Yes, it's really about the
Because yams themselves taste terrible.
I have to think. So,
what's your favorite side?
So my family is kind of different and weird. Shocking as that may actually be to you. We have tacos at Thanksgiving. And so anyone, I told you, I mean, why not? Because tacos are God's food. So at any one time, we might have 25 people, and we'll probably cook 400 some odd tacos.
A lot of tacos per person. Soft taco, hard taco.
So they're corn tortillas that we fry.
All right.
It is altogether healthy and overly satisfying. So yes, I like all of that for Thanksgiving.
You all watch football during the day, right? There's 3 games now versus 2 in years past.
I'm not a big NFL fan.
No?
No.
You could say that there's a drug in turkey that makes you tired and say, I'm out.
Tryptophan?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Let's go to Fort Leonard Wood, which is really close. It's a 4-hour drive from where we are here in Kansas City.
Near Rolla.
It's also near St. Robert, but everyone says St. Robert. So we partnered there with the chapels on the military installation. The Armed Forces Bank team at Fort Leonard Wood set up a donation box inside the banking center where clients can stop by and donate items. So could our associates. The team collected 22 cans of non-perishable goods for the food drive. And there are 8 chapels. I never knew that. 8 chapels on the installation that will benefit from this food drive. And throughout the year, they're collecting food for service members and their families. And we've always known that food insecurity, especially lately, has been a big deal for military families. And the common theme back to food is that we are trying to give more food to organizations that are in need.
And it's so good to do it year round, too. I mean, I think a lot of people kind of get the bug to do it this time of year.
Yeah, and then they shut down. It's January 8th after they give up their New Year's resolutions. And next thing you know, we're all getting fat again. And we're not exercising.
That really wasn't the angle I was taking with it.
I thought you were going that way.
No,
all right.
No.
So Fort Myer, which is in Virginia, right?
Fort Myer.
What did they do?
They collected 78 items for donation to Bridges to Independence. They are from clients that came in and helped, just like we heard about at Fort Carson and other locations. Bridges to Independence, if you don't know, is a local-run shelter that provides food, financial education.
Great organization,
yeah. Access to more traditional education resources. So it's just another like-minded organization right there kind of in our own backyard that we're able to partner with and find because we're there and kind of living as part of that community.
Let's do one more. I'm going to take a quick break, okay? So the Great Lakes branch is just in the Chicago area, Waukegan. They always do a good job around the holidays, and they work together to purchase 120 pounds of non-perishable food items and donate them to the Veterans Closet. Veterans Closet provides a lot of service to military members, including active duty service members and veterans. So another great opportunity for us to give back to organizations, especially in the veterans world. That's cool. It reminds me of a joke a little bit, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
So I asked my wife what she wanted for Christmas. She told me that
she asked for you to go on a trip by yourself.
Permanently. She told me, could I just finish? Now it's just not flowing well. I asked my wife what she wanted for Christmas, Jodi. She told me that nothing would make her happier than a diamond necklace. So I bought her nothing.
And then she asked you to go on a trip by yourself.
So there was no humor. So the laugh track is coming. That's good. I bought her nothing. Get it?
I think we're all just worried about your safety. If that's really the path that you chose.
Fort Bliss is one of our favorite organizations, right?
Good training. I will talk about Fort Bliss and the ASYMCA. But again, thinking about Fort Bliss made me think about food, which is why I paused for a minute, because I used to have a friend that lived at El Paso, and they would make homemade tamales and freeze them and ship them to me.
It's all about tamales.
It is all about food.
So it's Food Bliss.
Food Bliss. So at Fort Bliss.
Let's talk about Fort Bliss. Yeah.
Not to be confused with Food Bliss. Fort Bliss, our team there worked.
Food can be bliss, right?
This is,
especially if it's 84 tamales.
Anyway, we digress. Fort Bliss worked with the Armed Services YMCA to collect non-perishable food donations for donation to the Junior Enlisted Family Center. The Family Center is a no-cost thrift store and food pantry, and they're also part of the Baby Project, a welcome baby program, and provide soldiers hygiene kits. Not only did Fort Bliss raise awareness to this program by providing information and having clients donate directly, but they worked, here's another common theme, they worked with the commissary and the chaplains to have clients purchase pre-filled donations bags. That's such a great avenue in any community like this to work with them because they know who are the families in need. And it's just a great mechanism to deliver that. Fort Bliss donated about 20 pounds of food items directly to the Family Center, and they continue their giving efforts into the holiday, partnering with Operation Feed the Troops to help provide meals for the holidays.
Yeah, list keeps amazing me because they're doing Operation Home Fund. They're doing other organizations too throughout the year. So you made that point earlier about it's not just, it's holiday season for us. Yes, Days of Giving is a big deal for us, but Days of Giving should be in February, March, April, and May. Because the needs are always going to be there. Fort Irwin out in California set up a donation box for the Red Cross Teen Club Emergency Preparation Collection Station. That's a mouthful. Yes. That's the RCTC EPC stats. Yes. And yes. So we appreciate the work that team did in Northern California.
Excellent. And since we are having a spelling bee earlier, I'd like for you to spell Fort Huachuca.
Huachuca. A lot of people just look at that and they go, Huachuca. I didn't know what it was when I first started here.
Say that.
That say Huachuca?
No.
All right. No. It's Huachuca, right?
Yes, Fort Huachuca. They have been busy.
Where is that?
It's at Fort Huachuca.
In Arizona.
Yes.
Okay. What have they been doing?
They set up a donation box for the Peaches Pantry. It's a local food pantry there, and they serve the community of Sierra Vista. They were able to collect and donate 30 cans of non-perishable food items for the Peaches Pantry, and they're also working to purchase 6 turkeys for the holiday season to help as well, and donating 30 wreaths to fallen soldiers in their local
wonderful.
cemeteries.
We're doing that. You probably know that.
Wreaths Across
in
America.
We're doing 150 wreaths there as well, so that's a big deal for us.
There's been involved for a long time.
Yes. Thank you to our recruit department, Patty Tate, Jenny Reed, and others for their support. So Joint Base Lewis McChord, we went from Bliss to Arizona. Now we're in the Pacific Northwest, right?
Yeah,
and then we'll come back around somewhere. But Fort Lewis donated 448 items, and McChord donated 485 items. So he got over 950 items.
That's about
300 pounds. That's pretty good. About 300 pounds of non-perishable food items to the Fisher House. We love hearing about getting back to the Fisher House. 2 associates from each banking center delivered the items and volunteered to stack and organize them in the kitchen and pantry area. They spent about 30 minutes getting everything organized for a total of 2 hours, so that, they're speedy. They can do all that in 2 hours. We could learn from that.
We could, and I love that it's the Fisher House.
I know.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of a joke.
Oh, no.
You know?
I'm sorry.
I mean, the Fisher House doesn't rhyme with a joke. It just... Today does, but what do you call an elf on the shelf who just won the lottery? Anyone? You probably want to know the answer.
Do you look for these jokes on your computer?
The answer is wealthy.
Wealthy.
That's kind of cute, isn't it? You know, when I said that to 2 other people earlier today, they actually laughed out loud.
I worry about those 2 people. I need to know who they are.
We don't have the right audience here.
Did they work for you?
They did.
They were obligated to laugh.
Reviews. Okay, now I figured it out. Thank you.
The elf on the shelf is cute.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
We did it with our kids. Did you?
We did it, and we even did it last year, and I've got a 13-year-old, and as of today, an 18-year-old, and we still did it, and it's just equally still was creepy.
When they're getting that old, that is creepy. There's something something to be said about kids, right?
I'll tell you. No, we'll talk about it later. It's
not
creepy.
Appropriate. Yeah. Okay.
It's not podcast.
All right.
I'm gonna talk about Luke Air Force Base.
That's in Arizona too, isn't it?
Transition off of the elf on the shelf.
Coming back.
Yeah, coming back around. Luke, our team there, supported the base chapel with snacks and candy for their drive-through event that the chapel was hosting. Again, another chapel.
More poundage, right?
75 pounds of goods. They will use those treat bags that they prepare ahead of time for the kids that come through. What kid doesn't like that?
You know what? You're right. But let's head over to Vegas. Have you been to Vegas?
I have.
You want to tell the audience how much you lost?
No, I don't gamble.
You don't? Not even
No. I tried one time, and it's roulette. That's the black and the red and the
pick a number, pick a color.
Yeah, and so I tried to do that, and then I changed my mind, and I went to do my thing, and the guy yelled at me because it was past the point in time that you were supposed to change from red to black or whatever. I didn't.
So he smacks you with that little wand.
Well, he didn't hit me, but he made me feel stupid, and so I haven't gambled since.
Well, maybe that's what there's Gamblers Anonymous out there. If we use that same tactic, we could be saving the world. All right, so we'll head to Vegas, Nellis Air Force Base, where they gathered 45 pounds of non-perishable food items, donated it to the 926th Reserve Wing, supports all members of the military, whether they're active duty or veterans. Another great organization.
Love it. And our Travis team's been
We're going back to California.
We're back at Travis. The Travis team has been busy with the Travis Spouses Club at the base thrift store. Each of our 2 associates donated 2 hours of their own time, 4 hours in total, to help out with whatever the thrift store needed. They gear it for the holidays.
Part of what I like about working here is that every associate that works here, all 900 of them, they get 4 volunteer hours of paid time.
That's a good use.
Yeah, especially during Days of Giving. Fort Knox. Now we're in, what state is that?
Kentucky.
Right. They donated 47 canned good items and 14 box items to the Red Cross Helping Hands food pantry.
Yep. My husband retired out of Fort Knox.
How long ago?
5 years-ish.
Let's go to New York?
I'm going to go to Watertown, New York. Yes, Fort Drum.
Oof.
Yes. Probably colder there than it is today here. Maybe. We'll have to check that because by my gauge, it's kind of chilly here.
When they get 16 inches of snow, that's like 1 for Kansas City. They know how to deal with it.
Yeah, at some point you just hunker down and come out in March.
Right.
Like who needs to shovel that? My back hurt. I'm going to go to Fort Drum, where they volunteered at the Feed Our Vets event in Watertown. Each of our associates volunteered for an hour and a half, giving us a total amount of volunteer time of 4.5 hours at that event. And they also got accepted to run the food pantry on post.
So it's cold in Colorado, right?
Probably. I think it's already snowed there. Well, heck, it snowed here.
I know.
Reel that back in. Yeah, no.
But it's so cold there, too, that reminds me of more of the Christmas holidays when it really gets cold. It reminds me of another joke, kind of, doesn't it?
No.
Why is Santa afraid of getting stuck in a chimney? You can probably figure this one out, right? Because he's claustrophobic. I'm going to say it again, okay?
Sound it out.
Let me do it again. Why is Santa afraid of getting stuck in a chimney?
Phonetically, Tom.
Why is Santa afraid of getting stuck in a chimney?
Oh, wait, because he's claustrophobic.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Super funny.
How did you know that?
I was like,
you appreciate these jokes as much as I do.
Yeah, that would be a problem, though. I mean, I couldn't.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about, I'm going on my first cruise ever around Christmas.
Yeah.
I have Santa Claus disease, too. It's not because
but the big question is, are you in a room that is below the water line or above the water line?
We're on the 6th level.
Above the water line?
Yeah.
Okay, because below the water line.
Well, that would freak me out.
Yeah, it's like certain efficient cruise.
Yes. Because I'd see an iceberg and I'd freak out. And then I'd see, Leo DiCaprio coming out. And be like,
a penguin swimming by. Be like, wait, what?
What was Leo's name in the movie?
I don't know. I didn't watch that movie. Titanic, right?
Yeah, but what's his character's name? I'll tell you what. I'll get that answer. I want closure. Because she said that while he fell down in the water and the ice when they were hanging out in the end. Jack Dawson. Yeah, while we tangentially gotten to the point where the Air Force Academy was active as well. They volunteered, that team up there, volunteered for more than 7 hours at the Care and Share Distribution Center in Colorado Springs. They assisted in packing 485 boxes to be delivered to senior citizens. That's a lot of 7 tons of food. To me, if I did the math, that's 14,000 pounds, right?
That is a lot of food.
See my math?
What kind of food did they take?
Big steaks, probably.
Lots of ham. Turkeys. Well, just down the road from us are Riley and Junction City.
It's only a couple-hour drive from here.
Yeah, from where I live, it's only like an hour. So Riley and Junction City partnered with Wheels of Hope. They set up donation baskets for items to be dropped off and passed out flyers to our clients to help bring in donations. And between Riley and Junction City, they donated 39 items to the Wheels of Hope.
They've always been supportive of that organization. I think the last 4 years they've been having donation boxes in both locations. So
what I love about so many of these is that they are finding local, unique to them organizations. I mean, it's important to support the ones with national reach as well, but they're in the community and they know which organizations are really hitting the mark.
And that was by design. Yeah, and I love that. I'm glad the way it all came together. We have one more to go, but also with Christmas around the corner, what kind of traditions do you have around Christmas at home? While you're thinking about that, because you like to put some thought into it, I always had an orange at the bottom of my stocking. My dad did that for me, so I've carried on that tradition. Kids don't like it.
Is there a meaning behind it?
No. Oh. Maybe just weighted it down or something.
Oh, that's probably smart. Yeah.
Do you have another tradition?
Well, we always have new pajamas for Christmas morning.
Look. Oh. Matching pajamas on Christmas morning.
Yes, they're matching. Although,
and I have to wear them, and they don't fit me.
Yeah, well, I can't help you with that. There are some sites that you can go and buy matchy pajamas for the whole family. It costs a fortune.
Really?
Yes, we go to Target, and
that's what we do.
We can solve the problem there. So, matching pajamas, Christmas Eve church, and then I think it started with my dad's parents. But after Christmas Eve church, we would come back and have a pot of oyster stew, and since none of the kids liked oyster stew, we also have potato soup. So all the people that couldn't choke down the oyster stew, no tacos.
So from tacos, you're very eccentric when it comes to
hams and turkeys are safe in our house.
Oh,
That's all I'm going to say.
One other thing that we always do is we watch a particular movie every Christmas. Love Actually.
Oh, that is a good movie. I thought you were going to say, I don't know, Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah. No, I don't know if that's a Christmas movie, Jodi. Do you think that's a Christmas movie?
I don't want to start like a ruckus, but apparently that's a
You're one of the few that says it's not.
I don't know. I think you just like it because the character has your same last name.
You know, I always comment about how much I love your sweaters, and reminds me of a joke, right? What's the best material to use for Christmas sweaters? Feliz Navidad. Good one?
I almost brought my Feliz Navidad coffee cup today.
So you're going to say basically overall the jokes on a scale of 1 to 10, we're hovering around 2?
I don't know. Does that scale have a negative side? Is it just literally the absolute 0 to 10?
People sitting on our left right now, they don't really need to be supporting your comments, do they? Because they always seem to gravitate to you.
There's a reason. I am going to wrap it up.
I'm wrapping it up with what we did at Fort Rucker, Alabama. And then we're going to wrap it up with the Military Minute. Fort Rucker teamed up with NCOA and our clients to give back to the Wiregrass Food Bank. Everyone came together, contributed 280 canned goods, 360 pounds of rice.
That's a lot of rice.
We're going to need a bigger rice truck. The rice was a nice touch since they used them to balance out their rucksacks. Volunteer hours total 60 during this Days of Giving, during this 10-day period. 1,731 pounds. A few of me. 516 items.
Not after a
half of that. $2,635 in donations during that 10-day period. So hats off to Armed Forces Bank, all the associates that dug in and really went to bat and supported these wonderful organizations around the country. So way to go, AFB.
With their time and their donations.
Yes.
It's very important. It's easy sometimes to write a check, and it's harder to make time to be present. Well, I have good news.
We're at the end? Or is good news the fact that you enjoyed this better than you thought you would have?
Well, wait, are you out of jokes?
What if I said no?
My good news is not actually good news.
Let's go to the good news. Are you talking about the Military Minute?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, Military Minute. So even though you were stuck with just Tom and me, is it Tom and me or Tom and I?
Tom and me, if you finally got it right.
Tom and me.
I've been biting my tongue.
Yes, so Tom and me, you are stuck with us today. We are still going to play the Military Minute. So last week's Military Minute was a question regarding Fisher House. And the question was, how many Fisher houses are there? And the answer was actually in the podcast itself. Sometimes we make people go away and do research, but we didn't.
Is the answer what's actually open today?
Yes. Okay. I know you were very concerned about this.
Well, I don't want to deceive our audience. So what's the answer?
The answer is 93. So if you answered that correctly, watch for your name to be announced possibly as one of our winners. And this week's Military Minute topic is on the movie Die Hard.
And that is a Christmas movie. I just Googled it.
So we should do a survey question about whether it is a Christmas movie or not. The question this week is on Die Hard. What tunes does Argyle play on the limousine tape deck on the way to the Nakatomi Plaza with McClane? Not Tom McClane.
John McClane.
John McClane.
Does Argyle have a last name?
Nope.
It's Madonna? Yes.
It's like Beyonce?
Yeah.
Yes. Nope.
The artist formerly known as
Argyle. Yes. So the answer next week, or jump onto our Facebook or Instagram account to answer, if you know, for a chance at $50 for you and a $50 contribution to a charity of your choice. And thank you so much for spending time with us, for hearing about our amazing associates, for putting up with Tom.
If you enjoyed today's episode, go out to afbank.com and subscribe to the show. Also, make sure to rate us.
Maybe not.
I had fun today. Thanks for making it great. Leave us a comment on your favorite podcast platform, such as Apple Podcast or Spotify and Jodi.
YouTube.
We're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
This was fun. Thanks, Jodi. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Nice Christmas sweater.
That's your best.
Copyright 2022 Armed Forces Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All non-Armed Forces Bank owned apps, websites, company names, and product names are trademarks or registered trademarks of their respective owners. Their mention does not imply any affiliation with or endorsement by Armed Forces Bank of them or their products and services. They are merely used as examples of the many available apps, companies, and websites that offer similar services. Before using any app or website, you should carefully review the terms of use, data collection, and privacy policy. Apps may have an initial cost or in-application purchase features. This information is general in nature and is not intended to be legal, tax, or financial advice. Although Armed Forces Bank believes this information to be accurate, it cannot ensure that it could change. Statements or opinions of individuals referenced herein are their own, not Armed Forces Bank. Consult an appropriate professional concerning your specific situation and respective governing bodies for applicable laws, such as IRS.gov for current tax law. Armed Forces Bank, the Armed Forces Bank logo, and the Militarily Speaking logo are registered trademarks of Armed Forces Bank.